Hi, Aries. You've been acting awful tough lately, smoking a lot of cigarettes lately, but inside, you're just a little baby. Oh, it's okay to say you've got a weak spot. You don't always have to be on top. Better to be hated than loved, loved, loved for what you're not. You're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. You are not a robot. You're lovable, so lovable, but you're just troubled. You've been hanging with the unloved kids who you never really liked and you never trusted. But you are so magnetic. You pick up all the pins, never committing to anything. You don't pick up the phone when it rings. These are lyrics from Marina and the Diamonds, I Am Not a Robot. Do the star seed thing. Grab your shit. This is important. Don't mind me. Your girl is cold. Winter solstice is not here, but winter is here. At least in Salt Lake. Hydrate. Light it if you need it. This is my mullein ginger soursop tea. There's some honey in it too. Ooh, can you see the steam? Can you see the steam? Mm. Mm. For any of you that smoke, this is random. For any of you that smoke, you should be drinking mullein tea consistently. I don't care what you smoke. But if you smoke, mullein tea. What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Capricorn season 2024, baby. Finally closing out 2024. Welcome to winter solstice. Winter is here, darling. So I should have put my mic down before I started this, but oh well. Clear out that funky ass energy. And welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Capricorn season 2024. That song, specifically that remix as well, Star Seed or Star Smith remix, something like that. The original is fire too, but there's something about that song that hit me right in the feels. And because Mars, your ruling planet, is now retrograde in Leo, there's something about you remembering who you are. There's something about being taken back to the lessons of your father, taken back through the lessons of your mother, closing stuff the fuck out. There are big, big changes that you're fucking prepared for. You got this. You always do. You know? And the lyrics of that song, it's like, guess what? I'm not a robot. And I feel like some of us have been really just going through the fucking motions and just getting so much done that Mars retrograde in Leo wants you to remember that, like, you're alive. You are here. You have breath in your lungs. You have the ability to change your stars. You are here. So be here. And stop fucking doubting who you are. Sorry to scream at you. You know fucking better. Two of Wands come out. I didn't even notice that. You have the world in your hands. The ball's in your fucking court. Don't you forget that you are you're a fucking powerhouse, babe. 3:33 on the clock. Collaboration. The divine is collaborating with you and co-creating with you. And so there's something about getting back in that mindset of remembering you're the motherfucking emperor, bitch. Don't you dare forget it. I almost punched my phone. Don't you ever forget it. And the emperor doesn't get off the throne for anybody but their empress, or whichever you like to. If you want to call yourself the empress, okay, cool. But I'm a woman. I call myself the emperor too. So I feel like there's a lot going on with your understanding of your masculine and your feminine energy, and how to weave in between both, and when which energy is appropriate for which situations. And I feel like this retrograde is going to teach us how to be soft, and understanding that no matter how safe or unstable the situation is, that you deserve softness. You deserve to be in that, to feel that, to express that, because you're not a fucking robot. So quit trying to turn yourself into a robot. Quit trying to be so fucking hard all the time. Guess what? You are not a robot. What's that first line? You've been acting awful tough lately. Smoking a lot of cigarettes lately. Hydrate. All right, let's get to it. I've been rambling enough. Asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Capricorn season 2024, baby, I also want you to know that your ruling planet, Mars, is exalted in Capricorn season. So we about to get it in. Shit's about to get real. Definitely go check out that Capricorn season astrology video that has all the important astrological dates, astrological transit dates. But I will put you on game. On December 29th, Chiron goes fucking direct in your sign. And I just feel like there's something about integrating all of the lessons that you've learned while he was retrograde in your sign. And the way I've been, how it came through or was downloaded to me, is that Chiron in Aries has been about identity wounds. I feel like Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, you have experienced some variation of an existential crisis or an identity crisis. Who you thought you are not that person anymore. And you fuck sure aren't a robot. And don't want to be one, and don't want to date one, and don't want to be enmeshed in that bullshit. God, my hair looks good. We're in Aries energy. Okay. On December 31st, Pluto in Aquarius sextiles the North Node in Aries. And I feel like I wrote, your real self welcomes in an opportunity for destiny. Ooh-wee. That is the last day of 2024. And I just feel like Venus is going into exaltation this month. On January 6th, Mars retrogrades back into Cancer. And I just feel like there's some shit that's coming full circle, and it's so much bigger than you think. It's so much bigger. And I feel like there's going to be like getting punched in the gut by hindsight with like, whoa, this happened so that this could happen, and this happened so that this could happen, and if this didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. I feel like, you know, the guy where he's like the red thread behind him, and he's just like, that's what this feels like. Oh, and I just saw 8 even on the clock. A new cycle, baby. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Capricorn season 2024. First card out is the Knight of Wands. Hey, what I tell you, getting after it, baby. And the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. I do feel like there's lots of communication. Your communication style is ramping up. I feel like what's interesting, because a lot of people say that this is Aries energy, but and I feel that I do feel like this is more Aries Leo energy, but Mars is retrograde in Leo until January 6th. And so there's something there about this influx of spirit. It's interesting because you would think Mars retrograde is going to um have you like drained or more tired or feeling a bit more burned out, but I don't feel like that's what happens for the majority of us. I feel like, I mean, it may change when he goes back into Cancer, but there's something here about like ready to get it in, ready to get after it, pursuing. There's passion, there's drive, there's motivation. I also want you to be careful of your pace. There could just be something about movement for the sake of movement, pushing things just to push things, having, you know what I mean? Like doing stuff just to generate progress, just to generate motion, fighting just for the sake of fighting, just for the sake of feeling that thrill. I feel like that part of you is being uncovered or needs to be reevaluated. Your, first thing to be clarified on the selenite throne is in Capricorn season is your pace. I feel like Capricorn season is going to have us fucking thriving. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, have us fucking thriving, taking care of ourselves. But Leo is the good father. And so I do feel like there are some father wounds that are going to come up. And then when he goes back, when Mars retrogrades back into Cancer, there's going to be some mother stuff that comes up. And so I just feel like your relationship to your childhood, your relationship to your teenage years, who you were when you were a teenager, who you thought you were, who you thought you would be by now. There's something about just like forward motion, not being a groupie and keeping it fucking moving. There's this like gumption, passion, pursuit. I feel like you know what you fucking want. And I feel like for a lot of you, what you want wants you. There may be, I just feel like you could find yourself in like a teenagery kind of mindset, or how the mindset you had when you were younger. There could be things coming up like to be healed from that time of your life. There also may be somebody else with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements coming in and pursuing you. They may be a bit younger. They may not be as, developed as you are. I feel like sexual energy is on 12. But keep in mind that your sexual energy is just your life force. It's like your Reiki inside of you. There's so much that you can do with that energy outside of having sex or exchanging it with somebody's dusty ass son or daughter, or child, whatever. There's not actual child, someone's son, someone's child, someone's offspring. You got to be careful what you see on the internet nowadays. Had to clarify that. All right, keep going. For Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Capricorn season 2024. It's interesting that I'm leaning to my left right now as well. I just noticed that the left side is the feminine side, and so there could be something there about that feminine energy. The Hangman and then the Eight of Pentacles at the center of the reading. So with the Hangman, what this looks like to me is in some arena of life, in some arena of life, you may be feeling stuck. Or how did I get in this? How did I get caught up like this? There's going to be a reevaluation of your actions, of your behaviors, of your decision-making skills. There may be somebody with Pisces placements playing a big role in your month, in your season, this Capricorn season. But I feel like you're not stuck. You're being held in an uncomfortable position so you can learn how to get yourself out of here and acquire the knowledge that you need so that you don't do this again, whatever this is for you, wherever that stuckness is. Some of you, it may be in a career. It may be in regards to something that you're really hyper fixated on or focused on. There could be someone with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that is putting in work or is inspiring you in some sort of way. But what I wanted to point out is that the Knight of Wands is running away from the Hangman. And so there's something about making sure that you don't avoid or evade said stuckness. I do feel like address it, acknowledge it, so that you can keep it moving and move forward and move towards progression, but no more evasion. Whatever arena that you're stuck in life, and I'm excited to clarify this in the plunge over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Me and my ethical cult will be clarifying all of these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content and a tier for daily readings as well. If you'd like, check out my Patreon, y'all. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything. TikTok at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. Oh, the heat is finally starting to kick in. Yay. But with the center of the reading being the Eight of Pentacles, baby, you know you got shit to do. And you need to make sure that you're focused. You need to make sure that you're putting in the work. That some of you are investing in trying something again. Some of you are investing in yourself, investing in your business. There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements investing in you, putting in the work in with you. There could just be something about trying something again, like taking another stab at it. I feel like also whatever it is that you're trying to make work, you get better and better every time that you try. Practice makes perfect, and competence breeds confidence. And so there's something there about getting really competent in whatever it is that you're doing, even if it feels monotonous, even if it feels like, I've been doing these same motions over and over, but I'm not giving up, and I'm not done putting in the work or trying to improve myself. But like the song said, you don't always have to be on top. Better to be hated than loved, loved, loved for what you're not. Final two cards, final two messages, please, for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There could be something about indecision too. Actually, let me just get these final two cards, final two messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn season 2024. The Nine of Swords. And then Justice. With the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Some of you may be in the ways that you've been wronged, the divine is conspiring to make things right. There will be adjustments that need to be made, but what you've been stressed the fuck out over, the divine is bringing in the equivalent light. For all the darkness and heaviness that you've had to endure, the divine is ushering in the equivalent light. Some of you may be stressed out over somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. Somebody with those placements may be stressed out over you or stressing you out in some sort of way. But I feel like the fairest outcome will present itself. You need to trust that everything is happening for you, babe. Regardless of what happens with this Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, I do feel like you're moving towards mastery. Just make mastery in your emotions, in your feelings, in your creativity, in your spirituality. Just make sure that you don't let yourself calcify. You are not a robot. With the kings comes a calcification of their suit. And so where the King of Cups is masterful in his emotions, creativity, and artistry and spirituality, he can be a bit hard to read. He can be a bit not aloof, but like mysterious. He can be a bit intense. It can be, like he doesn't speak often, but when he speaks, it's wise. It's pertinent to the conversation. There may be somebody new with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements popping up. But I do feel like you're getting more masterful in your craft, getting more masterful in communicating. I also feel like be careful of putting too much. That's why Justice is out. There's something about balance. And I feel like you have been working so hard to make something happen. You've been working so hard to, I feel like a lot of us are doing the work when it comes to like our mental health. We're doing the work when it comes to, uprooting some of this pain that's resurfaced. There the I don't mind the Nine of Swords because nines are endings. Going from an 8 to a 9, you're going to the next step. I feel like you're working on healing your heart, working on facing your darkness, facing your fears, facing your insecurities, and remembering that you're a human. And inside you're just a little baby, you know? And so I do feel like there is this ending of a cycle in the realm of the mind. The things that have been keeping you up at night, the questions, the whatever it is, the like whys, turn those whys into hows. Those why questions, turn them into hows. Instead of why is this happening to me, start asking, how can I use this energy to advance myself? Which is why I feel like the Hangman is coming up. There is some divine insight that's coming in. You will be getting Neptune soon. I don't think it's Capricorn season. No, it's next year. It may be Aquarius or Pisces season when we get Neptune, but he's coming. And I do feel like it's time to turn away from the ways that you've been punishing yourself. There could be like guilt or humiliation or shame that's coming to the surface that I feel like is really motivating you to work to end this cycle, in the cycle of fear, in the cycle of insecurity. There's some major, major heart and head healing and soul work. I feel like for a lot of us, the divine is like doing this cosmic surgery on our minds, the cosmic surgery on our hearts. And for your shadow to show up, this is Libra, it is only appropriate that in the season that initiates the darkest part of the year, you will be, I feel like, really closing out some major shadow work. And I feel like whatever has stressed you the fuck out is coming to an end. If that's a relationship, if that's a love, if that's a career, whatever it is, if it's it may be just a mindset, a way of thinking, a way of behaving, a way of processing information. I feel like something's shifting in the realm of your mind. And for justice to show up, there's been some kind of injustice, something that doesn't feel fair, something that doesn't feel okay. I feel like you're learning how to have healthier boundaries, how to establish your boundaries, how to enforce your boundaries. Hydrate. And this is a big jump. I feel like you're becoming a different person. And you should expect to love who you're becoming. And be proud of who you're becoming. Only two major arcana. I feel like there may be somebody with Pisces or specifically Libra placements playing a big role in your Capricorn season. But balance is being like balance, harmony, fairness, equality, doing the right thing. I feel like all of that stuff is really coming up to the surface. And in the ways that you've punished yourself for not behaving a certain way, or I should have said this, or I should have said that, or should have, baby, what's for you can't miss you. What is divinely assigned to you will be yours. And for the Justice card to come out, I just feel like something finally comes in to confirm this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, this is how this is unfolding, this is the direction we're going in, this is yours, this is we're going to clarify this in the plunge. I'll hope to see you over on Patreon. But for the Knight of Wands to be the first card out, you're going in a different direction than you realize. And you don't need to go 100 miles an hour. Because if you stay in this place, you'll just keep moving and keep on trucking past the things that you actually need to be processing. And so there's a sweetness coming in. Like a sweet self-trust. Reconnecting to your instincts again, turning away from that stuckness, turning away from stagnation, turning away from intrusive thoughts. I feel like there are really big aha moments. See this halo here? These aha moments, they may involve somebody with Leo placements, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, but there is the end of a helplessness. But you can't end something. You can't end the helplessness if you don't acknowledge it. If you keep telling yourself, "Oh, I'm the one with all the power. I got no." You don't always have to be on top. You want to be. You usually are. You don't have to be. And I just feel like slow down. Don't evade the emotions that are coming up. Process them, talk about them, write about it. Because the center of this is all about you putting in effort into initiating a new cycle. And that new cycle will be initiating a new you. A new you that doesn't hide from their emotions, that doesn't need to run from pain. A new you that's finally getting the equivalent light to all of the fuck shit that you've had to deal with. It's balance, baby. Don't be afraid to do your shadow work. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. So vulnerable because you're lovable. So lovable. You are not a robot. Go listen to that song, obviously. All right. I'm ready to clarify these cards. Let's get into it. I knew this fucking remote. I knew it. Such an asshole. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.